Hi, this is Matt with VuePoint. Congratulations, you just received your new tripod in the mail, and no doubt you've opened the box, you found some of the things inside, extra parts and accessories, and now you're getting down to business of how to use the tripod. It's not that complicated. You've probably already figured out some of the basics by now, but the most important part that I wanted to tell you about today is just making sure that it's set up in a way that it's not going to fall over when your camera's on top. I would hate, one, to see the tripod broken, but more than anything, I would hate to see your camera equipment get damaged. So what you want to do is make sure that these are tightly locked. The biggest mistake that many people make when they first set it up is they put it very softly together. So they're kind of gentle with it like that. And the problem with that is when you put any weight on it, it looks fine, but when you put any weight on it, it's gonna let go at one end. So the solution is to get used to using it, honestly. But for the first few times, you might even try doing it one section at a time. So it'd look like this, like if this was a section, tightening it like that, and just confirming that it's locked. That might be the safest way. It takes a little bit longer to set up, but you've confirmed that every single one is locked, and now it's much better. The other alternative is just make sure that you give it a good solid pull when you lock it. Solid. That same thing applies for the Macs. Except that your arms need to be a little bit longer. So a lot of times with the Macs, because you're locking 4 sections instead of 3, I'll do like a pull and then a slight little extra pull and a twist at the end just to make sure it's locked. It doesn't take a ton of effort. Like, anyone should be able to lock this substantially to hold your equipment. But as you can see, I'm probably putting 20 or 30 pounds on it right there, and it's fine. As far as takedown, so if you were wanting to be really ginger with your equipment, you could do this one section at a time like this. But that's just kind of annoying. I think most people will probably get used to the way where you just hit it on the ground. And the way that you want to do that is, and I'm not sure if you can see this, the ground in this shot, but I'm on a nice flat surface, and you're gonna tap it to get to break the lock on each one of these sections. So you don't have to like really hammer it all the way through. You're only trying to break one section at a time. Breaks are a bad word. You're trying to unlock one section at a time. And so the way you do that is, I usually don't hold it from here because I want the shock to be through here. Like, I don't want to rely on these plastic parts. I'd rather hold it right here. And you're just gonna give it a good tap. And then another good tap. And then another good tap. And then let it lock at the end with the feet lock. So that's what it looked like in slow motion. So let's see what that looks like in faster motion. I've got it set up, pull it together. Done. I have to give that a little, there you go. Done. The smaller one, the mid's the same way, except you only have 2 sections unlocked. So 1, 2, like that. And just remember, the easiest way to get these out of the feet, there's this rubber ring that holds those in, is to twist as you're pulling out. So put some tension on it to pull out, but then do a little twist. And they should come unlocked pretty easily. And that's it. And again, you could be gentle with these and, you know, unlock it with your hands, but it's kind of hard to do sometimes. So almost always I'll find a flat spot, just 2 hits like that. That's pretty much the basics. The last thing I'll talk about is just taking care of it, because these are plastic parts, which most tripods are made out of metal for good reason. They're very solid. Plastic is much lighter, a little flexier, and you could also break it. So I'm not going to do it to this. You can watch another video on VuePoint Ultralight where it shows what it takes to break one. But you could break this with about 20 pounds of force, which sounds like a lot, but it's, if you ripped it sideways, 20 pounds of force sideways, not down. But it's just telling you that you should treat it with care. So I can assure you probably the most common place that these are going to get broken is when you lay it outside your tent or set it next to your equipment and you're going to step on it accidentally. That is, I have broken one that way I left it outside the tent and the next day forgot it was there, stepped on it and cracked one of these. So that's probably the most frequent way it's going to get broken. But I will be offering some replacement parts, which gets a little complicated, especially with the plastic, like, you know, what did it compromise? So I'll have where you can buy an entire leg, which will include all these parts, and then a hinge bolt. And maybe it's the core section, so I'll have those. Some assembly required, but I think y'all can figure it out. And that's pretty much it. I did want to say thank you so much for your purchase and happy shooting out there. And please send any awesome pics you take with this to the VuePoint Ultralight Instagram page. So, thank you.